Okay, this is Hatikvah, piano solo version. So let's start by just listening to the two hands together. So that was the first four measures. Let's look at the hands separately. I'm going to start with the right hand. This is the melody. I have the notes labeled on the sheet, but it's A, B, C, D, E, E. Now I'm going to move up to my middle finger on the F, F, E, F, pinky up to A, and pointer finger on E. Then maybe we could go to a ring finger on D, C, Altogether, that right hand is this. Now the left hand, if we look at it by itself, is down here, and it sounds like this on its own. Now notice that we're hearing a short note followed by a longer note and then another short note. So I think of it as short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short. So like a three-note pattern. Technically it's an eighth note is the short note and a quarter note is the long note followed by another eighth note. I'm using my pointer finger on the E. You could also use your thumb, that's fine. Either way, I'd probably start with my pinky on the A. So, A up to E, again. Now D up to F, middle finger maybe, or pointer, depending on what you have. Up to the F, that's probably why I did pointer there, so I could reach with my thumb up to the F. Back down to A, E, now we have two notes at the same time. This might be a little bit of a stretch. We have a B down here, probably pinky, and an A up here, thumb. And then E and G sharp together. I'm going to use middle finger and pointer finger. So that happens at the same time. And then the third chord, we want A and E, but instead of apart, they're now together. So those three chords, B and A, E and G sharp, A and E. The next two chords are D and F, and E and G sharp. And really, whatever fingers are comfortable for you, maybe I'll do those two fingers, reach up, and then we finish with short, long, long. So here's the entire left hand for the first four measures. Notice when we get to the chords, they're one beat, and two beats. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then back to the pattern, and then we repeat to the beginning again. So let's put the hands together now. What you're going to want to notice when you put the hands together is how do they line up at the same time, you know? So at first we have two A's together, that's easy, and then we have the B together with the E in the left hand, and then moving to the C. So the left hand has to stay on that E while the right hand goes to the C, and then the next E in the left hand is with the D in the right hand. And then the E is together with the A. Now check it out, the left hand has an E by itself, and then the right hand has the E by itself, and then the left hand has the E by itself. So that's just the first measure. I'm going to play it a little slowly all together. So you want to notice who's moving when, which hand is moving when. So it's together, together, right hand, together, together, left hand, right hand, left hand. Okay? down to the next measure. Together, together, right hand, together, together, left hand, together, together, right hand, together, right hand, together, right hand, together, right hand, together, left hand. Now when we repeat, we're going to add an extra E with the last E in the left hand to take us back to the beginning, because the lyric is different on the second phrase. So we go back and do this again. Now going to the next part of the song, we want to find A. We're already on the A in the right hand, and the left hand is going to start on F. I'll just play the next bit by itself first, and then we'll get into it. So basically we had 4 measures of music, and the first 2 were the same as the second 2. So you really only have to learn 2 measures here. The right hand, low A, up to high A. Usually, almost always, you want to use your thumb up to the pinky when you jump an octave like that. And stay in position, so just go fingers one at a time. Ring, pinky, ring, middle, index. And the left hand, meanwhile, is doing the same rhythm as the beginning. Short, long, long, short, long, short. I should have said short, long, short, excuse me. And then we have a chord, E and C together, followed by B and D together, and then C, G, G with that short, long, short pattern, okay? So the left hand by itself is this. Okay, so together, it's again, together, left, right, left, together, left, right, left, together, right, together, right, together, left, left, and then the same thing again. Going to the next part, I'm going to play it first. So that is right hand, G, 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 C, C. I'm in position, so I'm using pinky and going down to thumb. Each finger has its own key, one at a time, right? G, 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 C, C, D, E, F, G, E, D, C, D, D, C, 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 B, A, B, C, A. So you're going to want to be ready with maybe a middle finger on that last C, because it leads very quickly into B, A, B, C, A. I would practice that as a unit. It needs to be all grouped together in your mind. Now the left hand is doing this while that's going on. It's the same rhythmic pattern as before. Short, long, short. And the notes are E and B. Okay? Short, long, short, short, long. So we just had to jump down to where we were at the beginning of the song from here. It's always helpful to notice that if your lower note is an E here, and then on the next one, the upper note is an E, so that's a kind of a pivot point you can think of, helps you orient yourself, see what kind of distance you're traveling. Short, long, short, short, long. This is just like the beginning now. All of this you know already. to put the hands together again. Together, left, right, together. Now that's kind of a, I don't know if we have exactly that rhythm before, where it's together, left, right, together. So that might take a little getting used to. Now, together, left, right, left, together, together. That's interesting. Together, together, right, together, together, left, right, together, 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 right, right, together, right, together, right, together, left, left. Now the last bit is almost the same. It starts a little differently. I'll play it first. So that you can feel that it's the end. So let's break that down. The right hand has D, 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 C, C. I get to a pointer finger on the next D. D, E, F, G, E, D, C, D, D, C, 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 B, A, B, C, A. Now notice that that's the same as what you did earlier down here. Now we're up here, and we have to add a C in the thumb with the last A. I happen to use a ring finger this time instead of the middle that I was using when I was down here. Whatever feels comfortable to you, that helps me get down to the thumb more easily. Now the left hand is doing the same rhythmic pattern as it's almost always been doing. Short, long, short, long, short, long, short, and we know these chords. Now notice that it does not go to here like the other 2 times you did that, or 3 times by now I should say. It actually goes A and C. It's kind of the same thing the right hand was just doing up here, except it's down here. A is on top, C is on the bottom. And then, instead of what we had done just a few seconds ago, D and F, now it's D and F sharp. Kind of gives a nice variety to the harmony. And then E and G sharp, that's the same. Okay, so instead of. Now if you happen to do one or the other, it doesn't, not a big deal, but it's kind of nice to have the difference. And then we have that same pattern again, short, long, short, and then we do the one I was just mentioning, the one you know already. So I'm going to play the last 4 measures, hands together. So we have together, left, right, together. That's like the previous phrase. Together, left, right, left, together, right, together, right, together, right, right, together, 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 left, right, left, right, together, right, together, right, together. So that last phrase up to speed. I'll play the whole song for you actually.